share somewhere?
Yes, it will be on my Facebook page, and I would also share it on my YouTube channel, my new YouTube channel that I've created. But you can also go to my YouTube page, my Facebook, and just copy it from there. Anyway, so good evening to each and everyone. Charlie, greetings from Ghana, greetings to the world at large. My name is Lord Kaliba, representing Live. There's a One Life J television production, and as we did a few days ago, we talked to young legend. I mean, because Ghana there, yeah, from legend, and I say, yeah, so we are talking to Mr. exactly, Oscar, and those who watched last time, the kind of questions you guys were putting across. Oscar, a bit who watch you, into know, a bit more was say, hey, Namiko who wa hefana me interview when Charlie. The brother is still there. Go and check the intent time. So question intent time. So we say Atarimu baby.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so we welcome back our senior brother back on set today. We are hoping by divine grace that we don't have all those technical hitches that we had the last time when people were really enjoying the vibe. So today, as we promised, we are diving straight into the brothers' new found love. Old, modified, new. He's best to tell us. Sir, welcome to today's program.
yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, inti to say the year no last time now no fearful na one kasa dinti no. Let's try and do our mixologies inside the vibe, the tree and
language
exactly.
cocktail.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
the last time we touched base on your life in the comedy industry, your enormous support, your help, your innovations, what you've done to help the Ghanaian comedy industry, the fraternity, where one of the godfathers, though you are young, but you are one of the godfathers who uplifted industry. We got to the point where you were talking about your transition from the comedy side to music. If I may ask, among all the genres, I've never heard you sing any hip life or any other genre. Why reggae?
Well, that's a very good question. And for the benefit of those who are listening to us now, I would say Nipadi because the last time I touched a lot on self-discovery, you know.
Right.
I see a body with two eyes, with a very nice pointed nose, you know. This is the flesh, this is the body I am seeing. But nipa na mene kasano, nipa caliber na mene kasano, or shesa body ni.
Yeah.
What you say?
Right.
You know, me collaborate, for example, na me collaborate me ni kakra no, na me ni fibre, you know. Well, maybe because of the kinds of religious indoctrination we were subjected to.
Wow.
Somehow I grew up, you know, feeling like white people were some different kinds of breeds of people, like some aliens or something, you know. Seriously. Until I started mingling with them, you know. I said, these are like people like us, you know. They just happen to have a different complexion. They have our mannerisms, they have our emotions, they, you know, they talk, they eat, they sneeze, they cough. These are human beings, you know. So I because I didn't grow up with internet. Facebook was 2008.
Right.
By that time, my national service area. So look at when you
move. My opinion,
and TikTok. Me, I didn't grow up with
exactly.
internet. What I say? Me called computer school 1998. Anyway, not to deviate from the question, self-discovery. I think that's a point, you know, and that also came from experience. I mean, or comedy. Unse comedy no na me no. Hard work na work behind the scenes ni na me you know. Enya no na work camera na anymore no. For the mu comedians na gina stage performing no.
Exactly.
But I was saying who said before a comedians perform, you be here be on over grounds, back secure location. And about deep business in common you people could because me shows I'm in hotels and in every region be a we made sure we go to the best hotel in the region. So check all the hotels I mentioned the other time. Okay, so let's not deviate. Let me keep it crisp. Into me, yes, honey money. I was investing my own money. I flew myself to Tamale to do recce in events. There's something we call recce. You go to the grounds, you check the place, you go and touch base with your local partners, see where you'll be organizing the show, your events, whatever, your event venue. If there are some radio stations in the place that you need to touch base with, any connection via with the event. No, I also would was on my budget, right? Then time in the case of Tamale, for example, not once but twice, I flew comedians from Accra on Africa World Airlines. That time it was TV shoot, made me connection, Accra, paper sponsorship, in your discounts to fly about 10 to 17 different people, emu comedians, emu crew members. Because now we were guys, friends saying, I work with a couple of them actually. Main I was say at that level, no. From a business perspective, no, I was really investing in the show, and not just in the show, but I was investing in the platform now. A bit creative atmosphere and a narrative, I'm a Ghanaian comedians. Abenya, a friend saying top of mind awareness. So,
right.
That's how I may yes, I from I would say it's a brotherly love. I mean, a very savvy business person. Instead, I may any concept via class or send it to me. A year contract, credit boys not to contract so and I be me invest me the main answer me was so I'm just investing. I wasn't wasting it though, but I was investing. Then one day I woke up, to cut a long story short, I woke up and I realized that I had made so many mistakes doing all that.
Wow.
I had literally helped everybody up without myself. So I was the guy who was on the ground suffering. And when you are in a situation like that, one where you can die out of depression because me no me come on me not narrative I want me who industry no na very good narrative. First and foremost, something me funny. Second, we have some reputation, me say me arrogant and things like that, and that was all because I was fighting for Ghana comedy. So what I say, the platform I discovered me was so crying. Starts the future, Shatterhouse platform. They had a lot of platforms, so because I had sort of like fought with them publicly and complained about why they were using Nigerian comedians over Ghanaian comedians. Until me say you're cutting me out. Until me on a platform behind them and so. Until even how to perform as a comedian to earn money was a problem. I mean, child, and laugh a minute fast at one and that gave me a lot of money. Exactly. That money I could have bought a nice car for myself because maybe Papa will feel I didn't have a need for a house or anything, But my first years can talk made the career shows, made the organizing 7 shows. Kofoedia 2 times, Tamale 2 times, ASN 4, Accra Drama Studio 5, Cape Coast 6, Takrade 7. Go and check. Just Google corporate comedy series or look for C comedy series. Not the full corporate comedy, but C comedy series on Instagram.
Comedy series.
And look or better still, just go on YouTube and search for corporate comedy series. Corporate, as in the word corporate comedy series. Not sure as far back as 2012 or so. Look at the kind of productions I was putting in. But at some point, maybe bought them financially. And that was when I realized my level. I know my level. I realized my level. Level at that time, comedians and I'm pushy my grooming or my pushy all being space our industry now they are getting gigs and things, but I didn't have any contract with anybody. What you say? So now financially I was suffering. I didn't, I couldn't organize my show because I had come like my buffem, you know what I mean? Yeah, and there was no loyalty. That was when who said no. I didn't know. They were not really following me because they cared about me. It was because at the time I was the one in the position to put a platform together for all of them to showcase. That was why they were following me. But me a mistake. Just man, strictly business. Me and friendship and brotherly love and a costume dearly. And in that state, the pain, the anguish, the thinking. Where do I go from here? Because mind you, by that time, many of us at Juma about every year, I had done 2 seasons with them, so the contract had ended. And well, laugh a minute, people remember it for all kinds of reasons. It evokes all kinds of emotions. Some people said I wasn't funny on that show. Others say I was funny on that show. Whatever. But the most important thing was that it was a very, very popular show. What you say, and it's situated the narrative of Ghanaian comedy in a certain light. You know, whatever the lessons were from that, you know, I appreciate it. I don't regret it. What you say?
Right.
You know, my contract with them had ended. I wasn't particularly enjoying a very positive PR at the time. You know, in terms of even getting gigs to play as an artist, either as a comedian or maybe as an MC, because those times I used to do a lot of MCing too. Now, you know, my baby very, very dirty. My baby very, very unattractive in the market. What you say?
Wow.
Yeah. For financially, I was really, really suffering. I was hustling. And I fell into a deep state of depression, which lasted for about a month. Bruh. That was when I realized,
Wow.
will be, you know, sometimes me too, you know, meet society, maybe they say, oh, papa, who's all you, but people are suffering in silence, you know, bro. People are really going through a lot of things in silence. What you say? And I make say one thing of phones should be no more until now. From your you have problems. I have problems. What am I say? But
It should be
if she'll be a home, this is where this is the period where I used to be by myself. You know, I was so much indoors, and this was my discovery of reggae music. I had known reggae growing up. I had known reggae growing up, but it wasn't something I was very conscious about, right? But in that state, you know, man, this was when I discovered the power of reggae music, the message, the words, you know. So that led me to a lot of reading and researching in addition to the music. And, you know, it was like a natural vibration. It just clicked. It just clicked like that. This was when I realized that actually reggae music now, it's like a message on its own, you know. And if you are somebody who is very, very conscious about, you know, religion, about Black consciousness, about Africanness, about Blackness, you know, you would not just take it in as just some piece of music that is playing, but you begin to hear the message, you know. You begin to hear the message. Bob Marley says, if you know what life is worth, you would look for yours on earth. Think about these words. He says, now we see the light. Now we see the light. The living God the living God, the mighty God, he says, is a living man. We know what we understand. You know, do away with your isms and see, these were very deep awakening words for me, you know, and this is how I discovered my love and passion. Finally, I had an outlet to put out all the pain, to express the pain, but not as a pain, but as a way of motivating myself. So when you listen to my songs and it touches you, bruh, think about it this way. Me and I'm telling you, I am just motivating myself. You know? Because at that point there was nothing else I could do. Thank God I had, you know, access to one or two producers at the time who, you know, I was able to record my rhythms with, my messages with, and things, and they all became the music you know today. From Mona Lisa down to Get There One Day, which I was lucky enough to get a free water on, you know, to what do you call it? Never Give Up, which I did with Episode, you know. So my very recent one, which I did with Shashamali, which is Lights. Yeah, so it's been a progressive journey, right? And I must tell you, this is how I got a break to even come to Europe in the first place.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Through
Think
the
about
music.
it this way. Through the music.
Through the music.
Man. Through the music, man.
Wow.
Through the music, man. I released a song called Nyami Womu. Google it. If you are listening to it, just go on YouTube. Search for David OSCAR Dogbe, Nyami Womu. When I released this song, I got a connection. This thing called internet. You know, so there's a story to tell, right? But it's so much I cannot even exhaust it in just one interview, if you know what I mean. So I just want you to do the question. I don't want to, you know, keep.
Exactly.
So
next question,
I would say, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, me, Bisani said, within that time frame now, what type of inspiration from reggae now? What shall I say? Would creative would sound or no? Me once I would bought guitar so can is it
Of
within
course.
that time frame? Muna, what shall I say? Would you see strengths and so I can one?
True. So I don't know. Ube discover no in a very deep way. Now who said what life it depended on this thing. I'm not talking about doing some superficial things, so because I know that a lot of artists who try to be artists. I would say try to be artists because what will help you master your artistry and your musicianship, if you're a music artist, is to learn an instrument, learn the organ, learn the guitar, something, because it will help your craft. And
Very much, way.
exactly. This is when I did music in the University of Ghana along with theater arts, right? Maybe a
Oh,
full-blown artist. I'm a major or acting. If you followed my
oh,
acting landmarks in the industry too, you would know that I've done some very good jobs out there. Sorry. And see, back at the University of Ghana, incidentally, when I did music in my level 200, I selected guitar as the instrument of choice. But
oh.
the challenge when I was in school was that I don't know if they still have that challenge these days in the University of Ghana, as in the music department, or even in the department in general. But I think Senede and Komobia, what's that to say with this is about politics, But maybe was
Yeah.
school, the guitar clap, there were different instruments. So when you get to that level and you pick that course, you need to select an instrument. Some selected drums, which is like a local drum CIA boy, Jimbe,
Yeah.
a Tumpania. It means to select a xylophone. It means to select a flute. The flute was actually the most popular because and then it was affordable, and that tiny thing that
I
back
think the
people were
bank.
buying it. I think they're very good. I think they're different. I think they're but flutes, yeah.
Kakakano, okay.
Normally a dria SN or pampro SN.
Mehu.
Good, good.
The laboratory mo instrument.
The laboratory instruments, very good. So I don't think I was so much interested in the flute thingy. So I chose to play guitar. I think we could do guitar class one more. Charlie, guitar and our class on F4 people. So yes, to
Whoa.
class where students are selected a particular course, not that particular semester, and over 36.
Wow.
Tini pa. Guitar is here bare 4 and 5 pay. And you do class was and you try one share. T is teaching assistants because those guys I don't think they were full lecturers, they were like teaching assistants. Teaching assistants they take a class now. So allocate equal time 36 students on 4 guitars. Now if you almost concentrate to guess no more 12 any there no. I feel that when you mark two courses when you have to say the whole semester which we could change what I say. Nti ehon na say obeko guitar no akoto. Nti that time so I couldn't afford a guitar, of course. Or you for my better University of Ghana. Anyway, so coupled with that frustration, I couldn't really learn the guitar the way I was supposed to. And then when I finally got access to it, when it got to my turn, I practiced a few days. I found it so tough. I found it so tough. Maybe I'm in Sanu, actually, what can I
Yes.
born actually with Sanu, you could. Charlie, trust me, I didn't have the mental fortitude, so I gave up on it. Yeah, I just gave up on it. And I'm a church and I'm passing and baby fire. Years later, when I discovered reggae music, look, nobody told me to go and pick the guitar.
Hey.
Which I didn't have, so I had to look for one. Thankfully, I got one from a friend, and then I did look because maybe I never do. Not my life. Now I'm very dependent on my ability to churn out what I wanted to churn out musically. Because mind you, I wasn't a musician before. I had never done music. What I say, suddenly, the comedy they say you are not faring so good, and coupled with my personal problems now, I say, no, Charlie, this thing is not working for me the way it's supposed to work. Coupled with all the money I have wasted. Scare make sure I spend it to organize all these things. It went down the drain, brother. Yeah, I was doing it based on
Wow.
the fact that I staked my future on the sense of gratitude I thought those those people I work with should have for me. Because when I was doing all those things, I was bankrolling everything. When I took them to, and I make sure say hotel na ebe show no, I said, go ahead, deal. Me na me cocoa marketing, and my cocoa share managers no. And you imagine come sell a proposal among my say me the guys, we back. We can be able to fill up this place. I think no chairs okay, be a place na 6,000, but I'll give it to you at 4,000. Then I said fine, you can also sell your drinks. So this is like, mind you, I had worked with Media Whiskets, my organizing Miss Ghana across all the 10 regions. Now 16 regions, but then it was 10 regions. So I had experience. Brother. I had events organizing experience, which I still do anyway, and I'm still sure I'll put it to good use when the time comes. And at the time, all this hard work which was going on in the background, which projected Ghanaian comedy from the doldrums, from where it was, to now to the point where now the narrative changed and people began knowing and said, no, there are actually comedians in Ghana. No, it was David OSCAR's hard work. As I say, because boys now they were not really like going on the recce and on the grounds with me. Usually I'm a on the grounds person or honeymoon. I'm in the coordinating in Tibia, Missika readiness, me send the venue scar, but me pushy akoma or no the corner receipts. No, what facts ya bremen. I was say was scanning or email their bremen. I wasn't really. I trusted the people. I should put in this into the industry. We say, I'm happy now these days. A lot of copyright issues are coming up to do with artists and things like that. When you are
right,
if it's something you're going to spend money doing and it involves other people, please, I'm not saying be difficult, but have a clear working agreement. Okay, this is my expectation, this and this and this is what we will do in the end. If we realize any profit, we share it based on this or that, or I bring have a contract. Some mistake, no. Yes, some mistake that cost me dearly, bro, because scam make here when I was working at Bars at one. I don't want to mention the figure, but I was very well paid. At the time, we were the highest paid TV station in Ghana. What did I say? Look, it was it was like the I would call it this was where every presenter wanted to come. Let me mention to you the number of people those days. Let me mention to you the number of people I personally saw coming to audition at Bars at one. Bars at one in Pound Farm those days. Yeah. Jessica, Operator Afro, the almighty Jessica. Once upon a time came to Varsat. I said, okay, fine. I could be JCT FM Juma Boosters up. But Varsat, I'm telling you. Amani, obey Varsat, or just obey audition or hopping was for a program or something, Sadiq, that's why I know Sadiq Abdullah Abu. 3 Music. I worked with Sadiq at Varsat. Right? There are a whole lot of people. Jocelyn Dumas was there. Jocelyn the Ajawanyana gig, which was one show, Then later on the PY. Then later they engaged Benny Blanc. A whole lot of people. Anita Eskin was also there. Came through. This is why I met all of them. I worked with a lot because we're working in the same station, so I knew them. They will come for their shift, and I'm there. We've been interacting and all that. Business-wise, they made a very big mistake with comedy. Now, no sooner cost me and mom. Me depression no know when I man in Sasu. And I discover me potential for music making, So I definitely had to add the guitar to it. That's when I picked the guitar, and I was so hungry for it. This time I didn't even suffer in my mind. And you've been when you wanted that, yes, when you wanted that badly. And it all happened within a space of like a year or max 2 years, And hard work, man.
Wow.
But in fact, let me even add this. Okay.
Yes. First music what try in Jumben.
It was Blow. It was called Blow. So if you listen to that song right now, Ubon said there wasn't so much maturity in the delivery, But at least that was my first attempt, right? And then after Blow, I did Mona Lisa. This time the maturity was coming. Then after Mona Lisa, I released Get There One Day, my third track, which had a free year water on it. It's all on my album, Cosmical Vibrations. Just Google it or search for it everywhere. Spotify, Cosmical Vibrations album, David OSCAR Dogbe.
Right.
Just Google it; it will pop up. And it's also my YouTube. Just search for David OSCAR Dogbe and just enjoy yourself. So it just kept growing like that. It just kept growing like that. But no soon switch, like behind and beyond soon was some amount of hard work. Apart from say Wako studio, there was some amount of hard work that had to be done. What you say to be able to put the songs where and because I was independent, which I still am anyway, my capacity was only able to do so much, and I just left the rest for Jah to continue. Because sometimes you can only do so much, but the break will come from God, like how I got here. You know what I mean? So
exactly. Touching base on that, Ekobane saying na Nyankopon adom no sawo single release no it me bua o mede akwentu ebehiem. How did that happen?
say and I make us say well, okay, the only thing I can say is this. I believe say if we ask you Nyankopon won brema obi what I say. Nyankopon, this is my personal belief. Nyankopon won brema obi and say by now be very careful how you treat others. Be very careful how you relate with people. Because when you one man, he doesn't even look. He's not the toast of the party. Regarding do underestimate. Sankophone Nyankopon to be more so surprisingly, all of a sudden, from the blues, not with you, Jano, I feel now proud for the web band. So I've lived it, I've experienced it, so I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. There are some people who conveniently avoided me when I was down, Charlie broke and all that. But today they've been messaging me and things like that, wanting to get back into my circles. But anyway, that's another conversation for another time. So one day I got a message from someone on Facebook, and I checked the person's profile. So okay, Ofriha of Germany, Russell sign. So we connected and we're talking. And apparently, in Komoni man, so on call Taiba Ghana. Oh wow, you've been coming to Ghana. Oh okay, I see. So yeah, from then on, it just became a conversation about the music, the trend. This person was like, I don't know how I said the first time I came a song that was Sutisakola.
Wow.
Oh, bro, I never know this person from anywhere. So this was when my understanding of the fact because how many songs in Pona release it or
Touching Crawford.
Yeah. What you say to the point where this person became my friend that's just it though. Now, yeah. Now, when I got the opportunity to travel, there were other bits of hard work that I needed to do in the background, which I spent almost about 1 year and 4 months doing. And also, because if you shiny parts, hard work. Say, where I'm in Germany, right? I live in Mainz in Germany, and before I could emigrate to Germany, I had to first go to school and learn the language. Think about it. I had to basically at that point, this is what music is all I'm doing, right? And yeah, in my Europe life, Chale was a hustle, we are other hustles in know, but music is my main job, right? So I had time to focus on the music and then to go to school at the same time. I went to school at Goethe Institute, Cantonment, right? Yeah, next to NAFTA. That's why I schooled. I went to school for a period of 1 month and 1 year and 3 months. And within that period, levels, like level 1, level 2, level 3. But almost said I'm a friend of A1, A2, B1, B2. Within 1 year and 3 months, na me sua kasa na do B1. The B also try exams so. And yeah, exams so that film say there are 4 aspects: overture, written, overture, hearing. Yeah, something is playing, you need to decode and select the right answer. And then the expression, which is oral, so you need to be connect a lecturer and a teacher interactive. The market, what you say, internet just yeah, brah. Rafi, some student be university, be me degree. Good. But if you now can say who sir to swing opportunities in the bar. There is a certain amount of hard work there also invested just to be able to even take advantage of that opportunity. What you must say? Sadly, but Tommy nice, you say me near this year, dear take. German so Charlie is a very difficult language, I'm telling you. You know, I'm not discouraging anybody, but if you are tough in your mind, I didn't hear you said not cry over cracking. What I said, me too, cry, me cry, there are mistakes I made that still make grammatical errors. What I say. But I'm kind of more appreciating the fact say, makes me pursue the baby and they can understand me and I can also understand them to a large extent. Yeah.
Communication
So, communication, although me no minimum same level, they maybe swap me baby cries. I still have a long way to go. What I say, but you say, yeah, no, like that's your bro. What you told that's your bro. I don't have a crown out them. And yes, simple, right? Maybe do hey crown. I have to go back. I have to do B1. I have to repeat it. And thank God I topped my class. Anyway, I was the best student in the class. I was in class with some Turkish, some Albanian, some Kurdish, some a lot of like countries. Even my lecturer was Italian. Anyway, another conversation. What you say? Good though. Now, Obi, I may mature reggae music. I may be passionate reggae music. Now, opportunity you have a tour say was so to coin na face so kushakasa, bro. Say, I don't know, but it can happen to anybody. But if you are not prepared, if you're not prepared, this opportunity can come, but you will let it slide, all because of the difficult aspects a woman was already awful feeling. What you say? Yeah. Now when you can switch, bro, me go through. Oh, don't worry. You don't come later. It's okay. Let me know. I'm going too much into detail. It's all right. Let me just keep it simple. Yeah.
Anyway, so we are still having a good conversation with David OSCAR Dogbe, Chale. Very deep, very interesting, very educative. Part one, no, there's a lot. Even after the show, no, me anga submitting a holding a ponder over and same ya work kaya. Me anga no.
And also link that our Facebook and
Yes.
Okay, I first send me anyway. We are the first send me. Why? Now me so many
yes.
me followers and so.
But link means who bet me they download the Facebook videos.
Okay, Mate.
Very easy, cry.
Mate.
Yeah. Baby, I hear with the main person mate as I say. Imbra wo Ghana no omo a wabo mu nyina besisa pepensui. Omo hwe an say you are off the scene. Wako stressful episode mu and with depression yeah there. Now you've rebrand yourself, what transforming coming back as a musician and all that. How did the industry relate to you? So what Ghana and that's who promote one more.
Oh, I must be honest. I got some very positive feedback from a section. Unyan 100%.
100%, yeah.
There be Unyan 100%. But I got very positive feedback from the industry, especially the interviews I went on and things like that. At the same time, oh, I saw a lot of people mocking me, on social media. Yeah, now
Ghana for the saying
also what I say,
living legend.
Me my betty as I say, we are saying, your friend is saying, come in Cromedium, you come in Cromaqua, and come in Croma go was yes, no one what heaven, and so in Crophobia, Eguson and Contoka. What I say, come in Cromatias, and yesterday, one greatness takes time. Right, greatness takes time, and when you are on the path of greatness, you have to understand. Say, people don't need to understand you. It's okay like that. What I say, I know a problem because youth now, how do we call it? Validation. I'll use the word validation. Validation from people, bro. Forget about people. If you are lucky and blessed enough to have positive feedback and even constructive criticism from people who really love what you are doing and are willing to just put in the word to say, bro, keep on going now. Thank your Jesus, thank your Muhammad, thank your God, thank your whatever you believe in. Yeah. But at the same time, you have to understand that there will always be the naysayers. And then, I see once in a while I see some disrespect from one corner from okay. These people, they don't really know what are going, they have no idea what's going on. Because me loud, and one, I'm loud. I don't know. Me name said so hey, my way you. So if you show me social media, I've just kept everything locked on to my music. Into the music. If I'm not, I don't even have something to promote or release. I don't even talk about myself, my private life, my my other successes or whatever. What I said. So people, when they mention David OSCAR and they kai me, some of them they just remember how I started and ended with comedy. That's all, and they think that because of that, per their estimation, some of them called me failed comedian. If you say dead career, but when I hear those things, I just know that these are people who don't really know me. They just know what they saw back in the times. But I'm sure Semino Kasai, from the last time we spoke, and then now Kasai, you probably may have deduced other things about me. You probably didn't know before. What you say?
Exactly.
I also say criticism is part of life, and both negative and positive criticisms now. So we just take it in positive stride. We have positive ones. Now they can near wash near co. So
now you see what Germany, so compare baby Ufi, we live in legend country now Ufi Monogana no. Now what to baby a one one. Wosha entertainment industry no. Suggestion is saying wosha youth no yebetimi enyane wo mu a ebeboy ti said the last time we walk kan no one sha if you don't wake up earlier life would grow you are 50 years then you are awake. What can we do today to the best of our experience what Germany and Ghana we name the air so I say ebetimi aboa youth no mo entertainment mu no metimi nyane ntem.
Okay, I would say obviously you cannot compare the two systems. That's one. But then again, wherever you find yourself, there are some advantages you can cultivate and harness for yourself, right? Now, I can only speak based on my experience.
Right.
As I say, now with the my personal experience in the bit too, because when I say last night, there's so many distractions, there's so many temptations that to go here or go there or use this path or go here or go through here or do this or so many. In my experience, I did about coming home and say, boy, I'm a pan and say, me all through my life, my building very credible profile. When I say credible profile, me go school, me a school boy, me a ghetto boy. No disrespect to any ghetto person, but me kind to say a school, no one could be on my new school, no more class. They all had the level playing field with that. Some of them were even clever than some of us, right? But they didn't end up right. Now they are in the ghettos. So it doesn't matter. You could even start on a very high hill, but one more year. Maybe I say now go find it do a Chicago some na be same hunko. Me can't should be I say me go school, me call JSS, me chop BC, had my certificates, went to Pope John, wrote my WASI, had my certificates, feathered, went to Legon. Now me would tell you this year, me once so boy, me say me until they make school. That was all. I would say if my father left me any asset, but he gave me education, right? Okay, because mechanic in the essence to say, any of course, my professional profile, I'm build the industry. Time also say me too quiet. All these things played a very, very critical role in even having the opportunity, being given the opportunity to even emigrate. What must I say? Because when I say, hey, challenge, I hadn't seen what we do, and I say, even with documents or professional documents, I don't touch him in a way, yeah. Hey, I'm go school to see, I'm maintaining a very critical, I would say, profile. When I say profile, so I already started JSS now. You should say now. So when you do a binary office or best sign with Dean Craft, for example, make sure I was a sign now. Over swear affidavit, Eddie Atuso. So that the affidavit will say, so the person whose certificate is this is the same person who holds the certificate. His name has changed as of this time. Legal, not so. Because if you do baby no, maybe our life be see our progressive. But if you do baby no, be no one you all these things. They call me interview. You have me dim him come on say me cast a musician. So when they saw I was a musician, they said, "So do you have any records, album?" Oh, when I made the message back, so do you want to copy me? No, be something. Do you have YouTube? And I'm so yeah, I have a YouTube now. The chance when you see me doing a fan session, I say okay, and o'clock it out. So I had to go and wait for their call. And me no mean them send me YouTube adwuma my go no. Now I wasn't afraid. Come say hold on the far party me do say, and this oh yes. Me this is say one super bet to say super bet to say, men can't to me, but professionally no me conscious. Not mind you, me ye we no, I wasn't doing it because na me them say me to kwan yo. Debbie. I was just building a profile. Auntie, me we university me degree cry no. There was a day maybe someone said, challenge all these things where I go school, I go do my national service. I said my first system, what I say, I'm most certificates in I go. I do I didn't even really use any of them. In time me so when come because apart from say me industry and because of my background in theater and acting, that means okay, I'm in my area, I was still working in my field. But in terms of say me compare you may be near car say, so we need your certificate. I never used any of those things, bro. Trust me not. My certificates, me my make up packet see baby car me put me red perfect and it was animal. I knew, but time had passed. Into no music bear more opportunity to buy to travel. No, nothing if you stress animal. Na jama bedo ako yima me so ni me digu ha ma oje. Hey bro, I feel na me be education fast was say hey Charlie. So what if I didn't have all these things at this crucial time? Because my friends say me the only thing I didn't have was my SS certificate. And of course, I had to go back to my school. So I went back to my school, Pope John, and I went to retrieve it. Now my picture boss to say old picture 2008. So okay, yeah, that's me there, And yeah, so uko school so we new opportunity now uko school bra hwesuna ko make use of that fees your parents are paying for you and graduate. Hey, because this thing called education, let me tell you a story, bro. Where we are, it's called Palma de Mallorca. Yeah, we just came on holiday. We're going back to Germany tomorrow, and it's an island. It's not really inside Spain, but it's like an island outside of Spain, but it's in Spanish territory. So I think it's Spain. The team Real Mallorca is based here, right? And now it's at the Barcelona. Blasters, Baba Idrisu, he lives in this city. Yeah, Baba Idrisu lives in this city. And what I've seen is I've seen, you see the way Africa like young Crawford on the streets, some crowd almost spectacles will be a board so no more on streets. Now the way they hawk on the streets. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Africans here do that. I've interacted with some of them. Most of them are from Senegal. Yeah, that means someone to make cross Niger, pronounce normal P Morocco, how more pronounce Sana and say they will teach them. I don't think most of, if you look at their nature and they almost sunium or by nanium of DBRT now, say you go for any play Muna Baha. Yeah, bro. Now, oh yes. Hotel Amida, I'm the only black person here. Right?
Wow.
And when I come out, me piena me share me fellow blacks on the streets, and all they are doing is hawking and trying to make ends meet. And you're fall to maybe you move to say Charlie. I'm telling you, say Charlie, life, me sha clicking to gears. Hey Charlie, education me receive and I want me power. Because my so I'm school. Yeah, but now I'm on streets so to turn my nasi be my fat desert. So you see, the point is some people will generally not have the opportunity to go to school. Some people will not generally not have. Internet in all friends saying for all intents and purposes, anything to do with education, I feel the state should be able to take care of it and support. In Germany, tuition is free for all levels, primary to university.
Wow.
Tuition is free. You can be sure you're not going to pay tuition fees. Anyway, wow. So, Charlie, school now me call me say Charlie, I'm a serious advantage. But say me too before. Say we need classroom there, fine. But there's still some skills you can learn. you know.
Learn,
Because
exactly.
these Africans I've seen here, I've seen a couple of ladies too amongst them who also poster like adverts now with different cornrows, normally church and some of them they get a few to set for them to braid either their beards or their hair, and I imagine they get a bit more higher than the guys no more expect a lot of spectacles and toys and things, just trying to survive. You know what I mean? So me kind of to say me personal experience here to be for the I will see it as a opportunity not to go to school, either to learn even if you don't get the chance to go to school, but you have the chance to learn a trader, please do it with all seriousness, because that thing can change your life. Look, in Germany, there's some people I know there, some Ghana people I know there, all they don't braid hair. Miti, usually I'm a come home. Charlie, all the girl does is obotre, nisika. Yes, just because we name how a booty. That be our busy. Oh, see next week. Charlie, good. Every day she see money. And in a place like that, trust me, she's okay. You see? So Nipa, don't fall for this social media age of TikToking and ass shaking and hype, and those things it doesn't do jack. You know? Even if that is your interest, then read about it, research into it, find out how you can also make money out of it, right? Read into Google AdSense, find out how to set up an AdSense account and see how you can create a product an online product that can earn you some online revenue. These are all possibilities, but we've been sorry me country. Baby, I was say, wow, to me who said no, I was saying me read me say before I started music. Before I started music, I made sure say, and this was all because I had made so much mistakes producing comedy shows. So I made sure say before I started music, me research into the royalty system and all that, because already I'm in Ghana and instead I need any proper royalty collection system. And I realized that okay, if I go into digital streaming, it will help me. So I sought out for distribution agency. They call them ISOs. Is it IP? No, IP. No, I've forgotten it. Yeah, ISO or IP. I've forgotten. Yeah, so they are like DistroKid and all them people. My agency is called Spikes. So I made sure I sought out for them, and because of the little profile I had also been doing comedy, it was easy for them to sign me on as an artist, to be able to distribute my music on online. On like online platforms. And no quite cannot Charlie. And yet fortune, but as an artist, I'm not on your top A-list artist. I don't get the kind of gigs the Stone Boys and the Shatawalis and the rest of them will get. Right. So how do I survive as an artist if not for little online friends saying revenue from streams, which is something that based on time, when it accumulates, you can make some very good money. This is how your big A-list artists they've been eating. They make a lot of revenue from online streams. You know what I mean? And that's a possibility in this day and age. You don't have to wait for a show before and so on. But the point is, if you don't know how to do it, how would you even do it?
How would you even do it?
How would you even do it? These are all things that so it doesn't matter what area. It doesn't necessarily have to be music related alone. Any form of work that you are into, there are countless possibilities online that you can plug yourself into and hope for some revenue in the future. What must I say to add to whatever you are going to be doing as your regular hustle and all that. Very, very important. What must I say? People have limited social media today, and the broader conversation is that some of these things are deliberate strategies by certain powers that be to help certain regions of the world sleep on themselves. Oh, one day I was listening to some information drive, some reports be on Instagram. Apparently, based on the way the algorithm works now, when you are in China or people in China, they don't see all this ass shaking thing on TikTok. They see positive things to do with young people inventing things, and so these are the things they see on a daily basis. But America and other places of the world, our algorithm, the way I said, the way the name of the show here, be who be said to be
dancing here and there.
All these slacking things that will make you think deeply and be conscious of yourself. What must say? Until I say, Nipa, yeah, very, very conscious. So I hope say I've been able to, say something to inform somebody, because
Most
question,
definitely.
it was a very, very, yeah. So this is the only
Most,
way
most, most definitely.
if I have the opportunity to advise you to do anything, these are the things I personally experienced. Do it and do it well. Pay attention to your school, and your school, whatever you're doing, even if it's a skill, even if it's food you are learning how to prepare, learn it very, 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 very well. Be a master of your craft. What I say, because that is that can open a lot of doors for you. That can open a lot of doors for you.
So, we need to Ghana to see young call back to comedy way na answer ya ende. So which we need to Ghana to see and say who rate wo best 5 comedians currently in Ghana. How would the scale be? Why not better first amount to 5? Where they may push you to the wall,
Oh, yeah, a bad in kakra. Me person may create any controversy be what's I say. I have a lot of respect for the hustle because I know easy. Boys no, they do a lot of hard work behind the scenes. I won't. We want to best stage show and go for banana that picture be na your friend office be they just happen on the silver platter. I know it's not easy. It's not happening on the silver platter, And on this corner, I would like to particularly recognize the beautiful efforts of Obi and Ponsa. The beautiful efforts of Lexi the comic. He had a show I think last weekend, and it was great. Jacinta has a show coming up on the 8th of October. I'm saying next Saturday. So one can now interview now with Marco supporting pass through the National Theatre. Exactly. I respect Jacinta because Jacinta, I saw her beginning. What must say? And maybe I created a platform for Jacinta. The first proper show it was me. I took her to Takrady on my corporate comedy series, and she saw the whole show, And from then on, she started getting the gigs and getting the hype. And today, look at where she is, and she is also driving something which is all female, and that is what I really impressed about because, of course, we need to be able to create more opportunities to engage our women folk. Women empowerment is something that I'm all for it. You know what I mean? So I really respect what she's doing. Ajeze is also doing very well. He's in a niche, it's a very, it's a classic niche that he's created for himself. I really have respect for Ajeze too. Who else can I mention? James Brown. Yeah, James Brown is also working hard with his Accra Comedy Club. There's this boy in Kumasi, my friend, David Agla. He's still got his pure comedy thing going on, and a few others. There are a lot of them, but these are the ones top of my mind. It doesn't mean that almost at my top 5 or not anything. I've just mentioned them not in any particular order, but just to recognize the work they are doing, and to give them some thumbs up for the work.
Let me say, DKB also go through similar challenges. I also know who family be. I say my channel one or two interviews be no or express some of comments near there. It me a share no so a man stress episodes. I said they also we facing the mukakra, but me who no TV so near there. We football ben na we de bema wunuanom na still a omo sa industry ni mu. What should they do? Ebe bom na omo fall prayer na victim to such circumstance. Should they find themselves psychologists to attend to sometimes? How should they keep up themselves mentally?
Well, question I would me a very, very serious question, because I'm saying answer. Now maybe answer no honestly, then the kind of say they should watch their human relations. So artists now more active, see now more topical now. They are the ones with the resources organizing the shows. Foster more. I even forgot to mention Foster. Foster is my great friend. Big ups to Foster too. They have the wherewithal to be putting together the shows right now. I would tell them to and I believe they have very good human relations. I've experienced most of them. And they should keep that up. And they should it's not about money or anything, bro. It's about human relations. Now, the make us and say, DKB Aboni, the Mimi no pa. DKB was my friend, one time friend. I mean, name no, I mean, I hear Juma Pen. What you say, you know, a coin bisono. Make us say, Ned, or no, or come no, name our offices is self-inflicted or no, or criticize na man. What you say, because, oh, yeah, bro, I'm telling you the truth. What you say, DKB in the human relations in there. And then also what pim be a failure or no qua so be show come will be a quite problem man. Well, maybe I boil it down to his human relations because it may be a term now obey blue salon. You may be a not your band now you know we were expecting we had some expectations of him but he couldn't meet those expectations. And to me from those times no me say well if this is how you play the idea now in the future no. You find you can fool some people some of the time, but you can't fool other people all the time. What you must say, until no. This is what I can personally say. It doesn't mean say me writing it off and not be, but I'm just saying, you know. So be better. Who beside me say then uncle for no man fall
exactly
into that. Into no, this is all I can say. Because today, if you are up, you need to be very careful how you relate to people who are below you in a way. Don't make your being up oppressive for those down you. Because the same people now, there's a saying, it pays to respect people you meet on your way up. For they are the same people you will meet on your way down. Break it through, sir. Suddenly, necessary, I feel that was DK with the problem. Yeah. If you go back into our history, history, that was our problem. That's how we fell out. And you know, if names our story when there are a lot of resources on it on YouTube. If you Google DKB David OSCAR fight, things and stories, if you didn't follow it those times, personally in my heart of heart, coupled with how also a king of comedy, KSM now a problematic man, but anyway, what the end kind of was, and then you know, I'm just being blunt and honest. What I say because human relations was poor as far as some of us were concerned. When they say he will have problems coming, and some of it is what is manifesting right now. Because you go from king of comedy, now for 5 years into the city, you haven't been able to organize one show, and you are sitting somewhere and you are conveniently blaming some woman who works at graphic showbiz who wrote an article about you one time saying you're not funny. And for me, that is a defeated stock. What I said, because you know, for prayer on funny thing. But where are we today? We're able to turn our art around, and today we are flying. What I say, you know, well, no, that's basically. So be share our story, not so be film there. Watch your human relations. Know how to talk to people. Know how to relate to people. When you are up, and just will be a film be a ball out. Or chinebino. One way and nipa na wafem sisi na wumbu na teach and so sa nipa ba be pie in the position be afi na wo hwe no ko say anka won fa di bi nso wo de no so na kenye yi ni nyina be gina how ni nipa relate what I say how is this obi wo hono mo a he is able to easily lift people up but to be so on ma obenya no hu wi a on tisa de bi obi ankopɛ ne de well nti sa atwede na wo hu fo na wo du ho na wo yi fi ho no. So we feel and then people be mnenko so dey ma ho dem build dey omo nkasa so ma twede nti obi fa no na twede emre na wo be furu bi
right
that's the simple answer I can give, you know.
Okay, so on the last one musically project ben yen him say David OSCAR Edeba out new singles do music videos be Edeba out, what is the plan? New things are yen.
Okay, maybe Emmy good tea my release one video. Allow me. It's also on my YouTube. Check it out. Which was filmed in 3 different locations in Germany. You know, yes, I'm working on other ones, but there's always something I say about my art. Me art no, me Russian no. But I say, you can't be doing or writing conscious music and be expecting to be releasing music every other month. That is not my art. That is not staying true to my art. Staying true to my art is taking my time, doing the work. Even if it's just one release a year, I'm very okay. Once this is what my capacity can accomplish. What am I saying? And so, yeah, hopefully things are coming up. And I'll just urge the people to keep in touch with me on my social media for now. on my social media. We will be Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Just search for David OSCAR Dogbe. Maybe David OSCAR Dogbe. Because apart from the things that are going to come, there are other great works at Mary Lizzie, which are all lined up on my YouTube. For example, my episode song, very great piece of music, which was produced by Soundboy of blessed memory. May he rest in peace. Minister Shamali. I have great works at my go on what I say. So if you really want to discover me, don't wait for next year. Go on my YouTube right now, David OSCAR Dogbe, and just go and peruse my channel. There are a lot of works there that you can, choose from. A lot of videos. I have over 30 or so videos, content, what I say. So just go there and have a feel of David OSCAR, and just follow me on my social media. Now, me on Twitter, so David OSCAR Dogbe on Twitter, or LinkedIn, so you can search for me on LinkedIn, David OSCAR Dogbe. Maybe a TikTok class, David OSCAR Dogbe. Nafi, keep in touch, because it's my micro blog, so I'm like almost every other day, even if I'm not releasing music, I post my thoughts, I post my interactions with my fans, and we just keep it going like that. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Now you see, therefore, ye to ni be ya mano kra no. O kakra o hwa, o de ye nkwala kai. Oh. My very last question, I'm person me sound say. A then constructive joke. Tini yo. A then constructive joke. And I will be catching Ghana paying for. Ewo Ghanaian economy sisi aho.
Bro, well, if I have to say anything to any person in leadership or the powers that be, it can't be a joke, because the times we are in right now, there's nothing funny about it. As I say, we are at a point where people even have money to buy electricity, they're not even getting. This is serious. This is not. My father died a couple of years back. This is not the Ghana he left me in. No, so Ghana. He will fit. No. What must I say? Why do we do this to ourselves? Me nationalist. What I say? Me partisan. Me a politician cry, me partisan, me a nationalist. Ghana ye dear. And not me sure. What I say, because I mean child and Europe, I'm experiencing the system in Europe. Then be beside me saying me cry me fish no. Think ye build the system the same man ye jumama one and all. Then the beba. I could do baby a film say one party card cry on places where you don't even expect to get any opportunities from those places. Why? In Ghana, and this Aquabina takes all. You need nationalists build, you need patriots build, you need people who care deeply and love Ghana again. You know, you'll be a benya, media, and as I know, Suban near their go-to leaders, then the leaders go and amplify that Subana. The leaders, they don't come from the people, don't come from the leaders. The leaders come from the people. So if the people are selfish, you can be sure they will vote selfish leaders into power. What I say, the way we are blaming our leaders now, but back to the cause. So Yankas among themselves now. Actually, Ghana, nobody they help anybody. Selfishness. It gets in team. No, go find your own. Bruh. A big story, a deeper than what we are seeing. A attitudinal change here as a people. If we have 10 people in every constituency starting from tomorrow thinking that, Charlie, can we do something to help the whole community? People won't even dirty the streets, dirty their immediate environment. What you say? And yet, once and you're not done, we're between the rubber to a Chomokoza. See, who down with the obedience? So why are you doing to the environment? So the thing, you bet me, and we can blame all the politicians as much as we want. If we are not willing to change our attitudes, be the change we want to see. Look at how food prices are getting so expensive. What stops you and I from just having some small garden at the backyard now, with some space? We even cultivated pepper just to keep the kitchen going. What stops you from doing that? So by the time you work compound, what stops you from beginning to think that I can put some pepper here, put some tomato here, plant some plantain here, whatever. Charlie, let's give it time. Look, me feel my kitchen is always replenished from things from the backyard. Yeah, a lot of backyard farming, backyard gardening.
Wow.
What you say? Yeah, that was my habit. And you know, me say me too before. It can't be a joke. I would just say, Charlie, we really seriously need it because leaders then you can't show me.
Kasasa.
Then you can show me. There are a lot of people running commentary on TV. Captain Smart, or Katechi Free Famo. Kevin Taylor, then Jonas, then leaders someone to you. So what part can I see?
Nancy, yeah, can promise. Yeah, come a musician, no.
Yeah, can promise.
Can promise. Omuko Runo.
You know, see. What's not a tall be almost challenge. I have some mindset. He said there's very little I can say to change in it. The only people I can speak to are my people, those who are listening to me right now.
Right.
Change that with you. What I say, maybe you're informed to say wow. Maybe you're informed to say wow. Me na me go school na me read school. Yeah, if you for no be kwa buchia na me nka ho. Because me feel
exactly.
So say ne obi abuchi nya ba me feel na me am gina he ayo. What I say, I'm trying to tell you everything is possible. It all depends on you. What must say? Be the change you want to see. Be the discipline you want to see in the society. Wake up, go, exercise, train, keep yourself fit. Because if you're able to make a path, the grass will grow again. So when you now focus on one thing. Now we decide not crack into submission. One day it will happen. It can be anything. It can be music. It can be comedy. It can be cooking. It can be anything. What I say? Because if you're a frache, hey, then I'll be. Ube to me comfort to uncle to a bank. Then Juma. What I say? Hey, obey you. I'm going to be on the 8. Whatever. The point is that at the end of the day, you are all you got.
You're all you got.
You are all you got, man. You are all you got. This is the truth people are not telling you. So depend on yourself. How can you become the best version of yourself? If it's a skill that you have, how can you perfect that skill? Because anything can happen. What do you say? Bruh, the back room, go for your meeting. Because I'm to actually now is a sabagan and I say, hey, people are making money. But no, wow. And because I can't pay myself, I have to pay for the service. What I say? Wow. So that's all I can tell the people. If you let us in there, forget you. I mean, Chad, Ghana, we still enjoy our peace. We have our peace. Take advantage of that. Yes. Learn a skill, learn a trade. What I say, if you want to learn blogging, learn, research into it, start a blog, something. Set up shop. Don't wait for anybody. What I say. That's all I can say.
Yes. Honorable, there was a papa Panyangupo Shroud. Part 1, part 2, Nina no. Obiens Yashe Krana, Miankasana Yangupo Adum, with me and mama were connected. I've learned a lot. Namianso no me apply with life muna media kind. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your insight. Thank you for having the love to share your story with us, to open up to us. Me sure since we won't share that can baby a crowd. They are na
exactly. I've also opened my heart and I've shared a lot of things with you because hoping say
so thank you so much.
And agree, so me that's all because I didn't have a receiving the chairman. And I know the chairman. I didn't know I wasn't a movie. It was me who the echo. Now, switch me for more now the idea. That's all. So,
right. To all that he has said, I hope you will learn something from it at any point in time. If you meet this stream, Charlie, share it to you see no code no Bible no yana yet so there's another page in the Holy Scriptures. When you meet it, share it. No, being intimate king kind of also found by the bra and Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And one year to so this is the gospel according to your honorable David OSCAR Dogbe.
No. The book of Lord Caliber, chapter 1 and 2. Yeah,
What
read the book of
sounded
Lord Caliber.
a very alarming message. Ama Ghanaians at large. God bless you so much, and whatever you are doing, God should help angels come your way to help project whatever you are doing. Now on checho ire on she won cry on to wana mama na on you fi musumu na on for oma wonyin wa adum enko adumu na ye nyina so when you shine, it is not just only you. When we hear Dogbe, we know that he should be a Ghanaian. Then we know that the red, gold, and green, Black Star being so air shine will be thank you so much.
I thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Exactly.
You must connecting later. Why?
Sure.
Send me links. Why?
Yeah, me no be chat na my choice how we
Pacho Mate, me that's it.
Okay. All right. Yes, so Charlie, some good time with the brother. Some good time with the brother. Sunday evening, this some good time with the brother. Thank you so much, David, for the time you shared with me. Thank you for uh, the insight. Ernest Echo Davis, David Oscar, Uchiao, Charlie, share this live stream. The part one is on my page on Facebook. Go check it out and follow up with the part two. David Oscar Achrayan, from the beginning, how he started his comedy works in Ghana, how he projected it, his downfall, his stressful moments, how he recovered, and where he is now with music. So catch me next time as I would bring another great personality to you for you to listen to their life story, Charlie. If you also want to share your life story to encourage and motivate somebody, Charlie, get connected and let's push the works out there. My name is Lord Caliber, and you know how we do. When I say Kabe, say I may, and we chant that tongue. You say here, one love and unity. God bless you all. Catch you next time.